Good morning. Good morning. Sure is nice to be awake. Good morning. Good morning. Then to you. Ooh, that's a little bright. We can my face. So
Oh, how cute.
I have not, but the Los Angeles Kings, my beloved team that I love to hate, had kids night and they all came out for like their warm-up jerseys. They all had 6-7 on the back of it,
Yeah.
which because it's kids night, it's kind of funny.
It over the finish line.
But also, if you're going to do that, since the club started in 1967, why not also then throw back to the OG first, like put it together? That might have been fun, but they did not. But anyways, they
okay, gotcha.
No, well,
Gotcha.
I mean, they do that whole that
might be a little
the pregame skate. Those jerseys
Penalty
when they're like
67.
special like that, they autograph them and then they go to silent auction. So it's not, they don't wear them the whole game. I don't think they could wear them the whole game. They're all 67
That's
on the
cute.
back. That might be a
funny.
little rough for the referees.
All right.
A pinch.
Okay, hold on. I gotta close some shiz here.
They had their regular number like on their arm,
struggling
but
to
this
record.
6-7 was just on the back.
Okay. So what are we sharing with me today?
Yeah, it's a little cute. All right. All right. So I just want to take a moment as we rapidly approach Christmas, the day, that everybody calm down. It's okay to say no. It's okay to not buy presents. It's okay if you can't make it to that one person's house. It's okay. It doesn't all have to happen on the 25th. Spread it out a little bit. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. Let's be gracious to those that can't make it. Let's not put pressure on everybody to do all the things you think they should do or have. No, just let's eat some fruitcake and some cookies and whatever other delicious things you want. Have a few bevies. Stay at home.
Can you see it out there on the road?
And just relax, everybody. Everybody is very wound up. You have my personal permission to just relax. Say no. Just say no. Holy shit. I almost got hit by cars 3 times yesterday going 2 miles down the street at 11 a.m. This wasn't even like in the hustle and bustle of it all. It's just people just turning left in front of you, trying to cut across 3 lanes.
Really, is what it is.
Everybody's just stressed out. Oh, I got to go to the store and get this. I got to get this. You don't have to do anything. Just, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. But it's unnecessary.
Did you say begotten?
Stop putting the pressure. I don't have any pressure. I'm begotten to nobody. I buy no presents.
I think you mean beholden.
We collectively, we go do fun things. Right? Like, we're going to Vegas to go to hockey games and have fun. That's our Christmas
We've got
present.
a lag on the audio, so
I did. Did I use it right?
I can hear it. So anyway, all right. Well, my Karsie is I saw something this week.
No.
I saw something this week that was
gotcha. Okay.
Adorable. And if I was still a young girl in college, I would totally want one.
That's my
the cutest little mini fridge. Like you can fit maybe like 4 of your Diet Cokes in there. And it has an LED mirror on the front. And it comes in the cute pastel colors. And the way that they showed it was you had your cosmetic products in there, but it's like, do you need to refrigerate those? I don't know where we're going with that, but you can keep your little sodas in there, your little, Trulies, whatever you're drinking, and you have a little light up mirror. I thought that was adorable.
Do,
I
do,
said,
do,
where was this when I was in college?
do, do, do.
Okay. Ignore
Except
that.
we're on opposite sides,
We're,
so that'll be
no,
fun.
that's
Let's
okay.
see if people notice.
Um, so, yeah, we're having some little technical glitches. So anyway, my cares this week is I saw the cutest little item come through, and I had to stop and just really take a look at it. And I thought, wow, this is so cute. Where was this when I was a young woman in college? And it was a little mini fridge, a mini fridge that holds maybe like 4 or 6 of your Diet Cokes. And it's advertised as for your like facial cosmetic products, but I don't know who's putting those in the fridge. Maybe there's some that, need to be in the fridge, whatever.
Those like
Uh,
roller things.
yeah, but it has a light up LED mirror on the front of the fridge. So cute,
Cute.
and comes in all the cute little pastel colors. And I'm like, where was this 35 years ago? It was adorable. And I thought, that is so cute. So I looked it up. They're like $43. You can get one at Walmart. Not that I want one, it's pointless now, but super cute idea.
So last year at work, so we do like a white elephant for like the whole office. It's voluntary, you don't have to participate. And the like gift that like everybody wanted was one of those little mini fridges. And so my coworker that got it, she is like 25, and she's like, it still works and I use it and it's at home. And I'm like, that is just too cute. So perfect demographic, and she adores it.
Yeah,
Works.
it is
Yeah.
super cute. I had one more. I was debating whether I was going to include this one, but since it is, the Christmas season, your favorite holiday, and I heard this at work on the radio, they were talking about the whole tradition of kissing under the mistletoe. Where did that come from? So mistletoe is it's a plant. It's actually a parasitic plant that attaches itself to other trees or shrubs and feeds off of them. So I guess like it's been kind of referred to as a fungus, but I don't think technically it's a fungus. But they call it a parasite plant. And, it's green leaves with little white berries generally. There are different variations of it. And so it's been associated with fertility, and
Okay.
the pagans apparently thought that the white berries were symbolic of fertility because it looks like jizz. And so that's kind of how it got associated with that. The Romans associated it with peace and love. They started hanging it over doorways as kind of like a horseshoe to protect, bless your house. And so it wasn't until like the 18th century, Victorian England, the servants kind of jumped on the whole kissing under the mistletoe thing. Like, it's good luck to kiss under the mistletoe. Now,
Okay.
here's where it gets a little creepy. It is bad luck to refuse a kiss under the mistletoe.
It's so rapey.
So that's where it gets disturbingly creepy. So, as a young woman in that era, I guess, if there was a creep show going on, you would just steer clear of that doorway. Just get the hell away from there. Unless, you wanted that kiss from that chimney sweep, then just go right for it. But apparently the
jester.
tradition is you pluck a berry off the mistletoe for each kiss. So once the berries are gone, then it's done and it's over.
Well, I did not know that part of it. So that is an interesting factoid. I would immediately just, depending on who was in the room, just pluck all the berries off.
Yep. And just
Sneak
call
a
it a day.
Yeah. Good to
And
know.
I think it is a poisonous plant. So if you have pets, you want to kind of keep it away. Like, especially cats like to eat plants, and just, not a good thing. So that's where that came from.
That is an interesting factoid.
Yeah. There you go. So I was looking at, it's almost the end of the year, and everybody does these year in review wrap ups. So I thought, let's do a year in review celebrity deaths edition. So we're going to talk about some big names that passed away this year. And I kind of approached it from, these are either people, celebrities that I like or that were huge during, when we were younger. So why don't you get us started?
I first want to start on a phenomenon, and I would imagine it's like, I don't hear about it much anymore, but it was probably in the like 90s, much more popular. A lot of our local disc jockey morning radio stations, they would do something called the Deadpool.
Mm-hmm.
So in the first week or two of January, they would have a whole thing where they would share their respective Deadpools. And I don't know if there's like an official rule about how it does, but essentially you pick 10 names of people you think are going to pass in the year, and it's a point system. And the point system is the years of, like, if the person dies at 65, you would get 35 points because it's the number between the age they die and 100. So most people would pick the obvious choices, but they're only, 10 to 12 points. But then there's always somebody they put on that list that's
Like a wild card.
like a wild card that's gonna, like, if that person hit that one hits, like, you win the whole thing. And I just remember, like, Lindsay Lohan was on that list a lot. She didn't good for her, she didn't die, but like there
Right.
was a time where Lindsay Lohan many people would not have been surprised. So I just remembered that, and I'm like, I don't think they've done that in a long time.
I haven't heard about it, but I haven't like looked for it. So, but yeah,
Yeah,
the
but
Deadpool.
it was like, I think Kevin and Bean did it. I don't think
Yeah.
Mark and Brian did it. I think John and Ken on AM radio used to do it. Yeah. Anyways, that's so. I will say probably the one that is most prominent in our minds right now is obviously the Reiners. Now, I will say, when
Meathead.
that store, such a great character, when that thing flipped across my Twitter feed, and it was the comment was, two found dead at a house owned by the Reiners, ages 78, 68, whatever it was. As soon as I read that, my mind went to, oh, they own property. They're renting this house to somebody or leasing this house to somebody, or like somebody staying at their house, and there was a carbon monoxide poisoning. Like, that's what I immediately went to. I did not immediately go to their deranged cray son stabbed them in the throat and killed them, which probably would have been the more logical. But yeah, that whole thing is going to be consuming our local news for quite some time, and it's awful and sad. And
well, I saw Michelle Obama being interviewed, and I can't remember if it was
they were supposed to have dinner,
Jimmy
I think,
Fallon or something. Well,
yeah.
she had mentioned, she said, we just saw them like 2 nights ago for dinner. And first thing that popped into my head, well, it didn't help. So the one that's really in the front of my mind is Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah, that one also.
Yeah, and what's most disturbing is how creepishly skeletal Sharon and Kelly look at this point. Too much Ozempic, too much surgery. They look freakish, and it's weird. It's just weird. I can't. I'm not trying to make light of their grief, but I don't want to see them anymore. I can't. It's like looking at Madonna. I have to look away. It's weird. It's weird.
It is very strange. And I mean, what was it, the night before they like wheeled him out and he did his last, like, it's like almost like you wonder if that was,
Like
okay,
they
he did the
knew.
last thing he wanted to do, and now it's okay, and he can peacefully just shut his
Right.
eyes and off he goes.
Right.
I think a lot of people were probably a little surprised that he's actually still alive because of the hard life he led. But man, that was not really a shock, but
Right.
a hard hit for a lot of people.
Right. Ace Frehley as well.
I know.
Then there was in that same genre.
There was a whole thing online about where was he going to be buried, and like it was a big secret, and they didn't want to tell people.
Who, Ozzy?
No, Ace
Oh,
Frehley.
Ace.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
Weird.
Well, and I remember being like, I think I was in second grade when Kiss kind of got really big. And we had a neighbor down the street that was friends with my brothers that would, that was their Star Wars, Star Trek, Kiss
Yep.
buddy. And so it just kind of blew up on the scene. And it was like, wow, who are these with the makeup? And whoa, it wasn't
Oh,
really
and
even about the music. It was just
at
the way they
all.
looked. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Yep.
that's a big one too. That was a big part of our youth.
Yeah. When I did my 5 seconds of research, I did not realize, like when you look at, you go, I think I knew that, but then I didn't know that. But when I saw Diane Ladd had died, I
Mm-hmm.
immediately thought of who was Cherry from The Outsiders.
Oh, Diane Lane.
Lane. That's who I thought. And I was like, Diane Lane. And it's not.
That would
It's
be a wild
Diane
card,
Ladd.
kind of.
That would have been
Yeah.
a wild card for sure.
Yeah.
But I,
Well, and I discovered in my 8 minutes of research that General Hospitals had a rough year.
yeah.
We lost Tony
R.I.P.
Geary,
Anthony Geary, yeah.
Luke of the Luke and Laura era. We lost Tristan Roberts, who played Robert Scorpio, another
Yeah.
iconic character. And also, I did not realize Leslie Charleston, who played Dr. Monica Quartermain forever. She passed away too.
Wow, I didn't know that.
And then there was also a handful of other actors from that show that just in scrolling through, I was like, damn, General Hospital. I mean, what does that hallway look like in that studio now? Crazy.
Is Susan Lucci still alive?
She is. La Lucci is still with us.
La Lucci.
Yep. But you got to think, like, a lot of these people they're of the age where, it's that time. Not unheard of.
I think the most shocking of the ones was Malcolm Jamal Warner. That was one that we all probably did not see coming at all.
Yeah.
He drowned. That's terrible.
Yeah. And it doesn't really matter what side of the political spectrum you're on. Charlie Kirk was a shocker.
That was a big one.
That was shocking.
That was crazy.
So I figured that just needed a mention in there.
I almost actually forgot about that.
Yeah.
For a second.
I kind of divided my list into actors, musicians, and then everybody else. And I discovered that a musician that I didn't even know who he was, but I knew a couple of his songs. A musician by the name of Carl Carlton passed away. He sang "She's a Bad Mamma Jamma."
Okay.
She's a bad mamma jamma. He also sang "Everlasting Love." Open up your eyes, then realize everlasting love.
Okay.
Yeah. So I hear these songs probably at least 20 times a week. So that just kind of stuck in my mind. We also lost Jimmy Cliff, reggae man Jimmy Cliff. Chuck Mangione.
Who's Chuck Mangione?
He was a horn player that did Feel So Good. Ba, 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 da,
oh, yeah. Okay.
Ba, ba,
Is that, do they use that ba, 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 da for like a opening to a TV show? I feel like
I don't know.
Love Boat is coming to mind that it played a lot on that. It
sounded kind of like Love Boat. It was of that era. Yeah. We lost Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys. That was a big one.
Yeah.
David Johansen of the New York Dolls, or of our era. He was Buster Poindexter. Feeling hot, hot, hot. You got to remember that. Roberta Flack.
Roberta Flack. Yep, I got her on my list.
And also, this one threw me because we were in Palm Springs a few years ago, and big billboards on the 10, advertising all of the artists, all of the bands that are coming to the Spotlight 29 or whatever, all the casinos out there. A woman by the name of Paquita La Del Barrio, who is a Hispanic singer, very famous in the Hispanic singing world. And I had no idea who she was. And I come home and I asked my housekeepers, who's Paquita? Oh, they all know who Paquita is. And apparently she passed away this year. So kind of random there.
The other young tragic death was Michelle Trachtenberry, who was
Trachtenberg.
her too.
Yeah.
Buffy's little sister.
Yep. Yeah, that was a wild card. That would have been a wild card in the death pool.
Issues from her kidney transplant, I think.
Oh, I didn't know.
I think I wrote it down, but I can't read my own writing. I think she had an organ transplant of sorts that was ultimately that is what. Now, I will tell you, sorry, my brain just squirreled. Living in the Los Angeles area, you can go to the LA County Coroner's website and just click the button.
Yes, you can
see all the people and what their cause of death was. So sometimes when I'm bored, I will occasionally go through it.
When you get bored with the police scanner.
When I get everybody's going encrypted.
Coroner's reports.
I go over to the coroner's. Well, because sometimes it'll be like, right, they'll announce like there's a tragic accident and like we're waiting notification for whatever. So if you go to the LA County Coroner's website, sometimes you can get the name before it actually hits like the news, because it's not by much. So every now and then, occasionally, I will peruse through it. I will tell you, it is very, very sad to peruse through, because there are a lot of young people that are committing suicide and hanging themselves, and it is really sad. And you don't realize how many until you start digging through that, and it's terrible. But that is where I found that's where I find how people die sometimes.
There were some big ones this year. We lost Robert Redford. That was a big one. Diane Keaton.
Yep.
Lonnie Anderson.
Hulk
Gene Hogan. Gene Hackman. Val Kilmer.
Yeah.
We lost Norm from Cheers.
Yeah.
George Wendt. And we also lost Flo from Alice. Kiss My Grits. Polly Holiday.
That was one of my favorite shows. God, I loved it so much.
Yeah. And that was like an after school was on.
Yeah.
After school that was on show. And then I think we mentioned in one of our previous episodes, we lost Danielle Spencer, D, from What's Happening.
Yeah.
And we also lost Hot Lips Houlihan, Loretta Swit from MASH. That was a show that my brothers loved. So I got stuck watching.
Yeah.
Ruth Buzzy is another one we lost. She always wore the hairnet, the old lady getup. She was a comedian from Laugh-In.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And one that I had kind of forgotten about, an actor by the name of John Lawler, who played the headmaster in the early seasons of one of my favorite shows, The Facts of Life. He passed away this year as well. You take the good, you take the bad. The show is really, really bad. The facts of life. The facts of life.
Oh, Tootie. I love Tootie.
Tootie. She was my least favorite character. I liked Blair. But anyways, yeah.
Notable producer David Lynch died. I didn't know that until Twin Peaks. That was a delightful show. I like weird.
That was huge, but it ended really weird.
Yeah. Then I think they tried to do something that was like
TV series.
Yeah, but then I think they also tried to do I think they tried to redo it later to like try and continue it on Hulu or Netflix or one of the. But I haven't. It's on one of my lists. I haven't quite gotten there.
Didn't fly. No.
Yeah. We also lost Jane Goodall.
We did. We did. I heard an interesting story. I was listening to a podcast and they did a thing about, remember the Far Side cartoon? Gary Larson's Far Side? Mm-hmm. So there was a Far Side comic where it was two apes or chimps. I can't remember which one was she apes or chimps? I don't know. But it was two monkeys and they're arguing like a married couple, and the one says, I know you've been hanging out with that Jane Goodall tramp. I find the blonde hairs on you when I'm grooming you. And apparently someone in the Jane Goodall camp reached out to Gary Larson and said, that's not funny. She's offended, blah, blah, blah. And when Jane Goodall got wind of it, she's like, that's hilarious. I don't know why you thought I wouldn't find it funny. That was hilarious. So she had a good sense of humor about herself. But yeah, a lot of research came out of her. A lot of good research came out of that, her studies with the monkeys. And that leads me to another one that I discovered. A gentleman by the name of Dr. Jeffrey Meldrum, who is also a researcher, although I'm not really sure what he researched because he's a Bigfoot anthropologist, or was a Bigfoot anthropologist. So what was he really studying there?
So many questions.
Yeah. What I mean,
where is he getting his research money?
Exactly. And where do you get that degree? How do we define that? I'm not really sure how that all plays out there. I mean, I have seen the Finding Bigfoot show. It's kind of entertaining because they're not going to find him. But this guy made a career out of it, apparently.
It's interesting. Sounds like a giant money laundering scheme.
It does.
George Foreman died.
Yeah.
The famous Foreman grill.
Had one of his grills for a long time.
I feel like everybody at some point in their life had one.
When I moved, I got rid of it because all of the nonstick plating was pretty much scratched off of it. And I said, you know what? It's time for a new one.
What disease I might have because of this.
Yeah. How about Jed the Fish from K-Rock? That was a big one.
Is that this year?
I think so.
Or was it? Oh, yeah.
I think it was this year. But he was the voice of our youth. That was our go-to radio station, KROQ 106.7.
I did like him.
We've got to give a honorable mention to Pope Francis.
It's on my list.
Yeah.
He was old.
Yeah, he was old.
He was old.
Let's
not also forget Dick Cheney died.
Yeah. Moving on.
He was also old.
Yes. Okay, if we're along that vein there, Jimmy Swaggart. That was a big part of our youth. That whole televangelist, the whole what were the other two? The Jim and Tammy Faye Baker.
Oh,
he was part of that whole PTL televangelist. I have sinned era.
Probably one of the better skits from Saturday Night Live was Sherry. Was it not Sherry O'Terry?
Jan Hooks.
Jan Hooks doing the lashes,
with the makeup,
hair running down her face, and the bright blue eyeshadow. Oh, so good, so funny. Yeah. I enjoyed that.
Another one I came across was Wink Martindale. He used to host game shows. I think I remember him from
dead?
Tic Tac Doe. I think that was this year, or I don't know. It might have been last year. Everything kind of ran together, but
at the very, very end of last year, Greg Gumbel died.
Oh yeah,
not to be confused with Bryant Gumbel.
What did we used to call him?
I don't remember.
Brian Gumbel's drunk brother. He always looked like a drunk, disheveled version of.
He did. Yeah, his hair was a little poofier, not quite as cut so tight to the.
Yeah. I also came across, now this one was a little fascinating, a gentleman by the name of Dwayne Roberts. He was credited with creating the first mass-marketed frozen burrito. Yeah. Yeah.
Who did he work for?
And also, he was instrumental in revitalizing the old Mission Inn in Riverside.
Oh,
I don't know if you've ever
well, look
been
at
there or
that.
stayed there. So I guess he
I've
kind
probably
of did
driven
both of those
past it.
together. Yeah, I
Okay.
found that
All
interesting. I
right.
thought, we've all had a frozen burrito at some point in our lives,
Oh,
and
yeah.
now good old Dwayne Roberts can take the credit for it.
R.I.P. Dwayne.
He's right up there with the Bigfoot guy.
Yeah.
What I do find kind of interesting is I've never been to the Hollywood Forever Cemetery in Hollywood,
I have
but
not
they
either.
do events there now. Like you can have a party
So
there.
many.
I don't know how I
So
feel
many.
about that. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know how I feel about
I
cemeteries as places for having a party.
I have no issues with it whatsoever. I think depending on the type of party, it is very apropos. Use that one correctly. A lot of the things they do are like scary, haunted-y, kind of deathy related, typically, right? They'll do like a big screening of Dawn of the Dead or some other horror movie,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know, I think it's kind of cool. It's like,
Yeah.
try to repurpose the space. I mean, I don't think you're sitting on grave sites.
Yeah.
I think they've got a dedicated area to it. I mean, I lived across the street from a cemetery for most of my childhood, so like,
Yeah. Yeah, we had an old family plot nearby. I think I've talked about that. Apparently they've um, basically turned it into a historic site, fixed it up,
okay,
and turned it into a historic site. And it's Revolutionary War veterans are buried there that were part of this family by where we used to live. So I mean, that was like somewhere we played because it was like having a vacant lot nearby with
well, yeah, we used to
dilapidated
hop the
gravestones.
fence. We used to hop the fence, and the boys in the neighborhood would take golf clubs, and they'd hit golf balls, and then there was a little like strip of grass like on the near the exit that was right behind one of the boys' house. So we'd go and right in that little area, we'd play like tag football or whatever, just because you just hop the fence, and it was just a big, nice sheet,
Yeah,
of
nice,
grass for
just
us to.
nice,
And then you
clean,
had
grassy area.
so they would take all of the flower like once a week or whatever, and then they'd put all the dead flowers in a specific area for like mulching purposes.
Mm-hmm.
And then that is also if you wanted to like access the sewer system, a lot of the big manholes that were open and uncovered. So we had gone down. I didn't go very far. I went to the bottom and then went right back up because it was creepy. But if you
Mm-hmm.
wanted to go do some, if you want to go do some really not safe, weird stuff, cemetery was the place to do it.
Some urban exploration, I guess we could call it.
Sure.
So there's an Oddfellows cemetery, not far. Like I can walk to it from here, and I guess the Oddfellows organization is like oh, I can't remember specifically what they represent, but it's like
Sounds very mobbish.
no, it's not at all. It's completely opposite. It's like um mankind being kind to each other type of thing.
Okay.
And so it's a it's an older cemetery. And when we first moved here, I kind of like took a tootle through it with walking the dog, even though you're not supposed to walk dogs in cemeteries because anyway. But was just tootling through there, and the really sad section is way in the back. It's a section for all the babies and
Yeah.
children. And that's, they're little teeny tiny graves, and
Tiny. Yeah.
just it's heart-wrenching to walk through there and just to see all the babies and kids. But yeah, it's I don't know, just something about having like a party at a cemetery though just kind of makes me just go, I don't, are you supposed to be doing that? But then I think about, okay, did you ever see Coco, the movie Coco, Disney?
No.
Okay, it's all about the Day of the Dead. And
Okay.
it's like that's a big part of it is um, kind of having a little celebration of life with your loved one at their gravesite. That's why you see a lot of, in a lot of cemeteries, you see the graves decorated for Christmas or
Yep.
for the holidays. So it's kind of like, it's a cultural thing. So I guess it's okay. But, to have a movie screening at a cemetery, I don't know. I don't know. That still kind of makes me just kind of go, are we dancing on the graves of the dead? I don't know. It's just me.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Totally okay. I do like enjoy when you go to a place like Boston or when we were in Ireland and you're looking at you like you can barely read it, the chiseled gravestone, and it's like 1317, and you're like,
Mm-hmm.
it's just crazy to think that it's just something has been there for so long. Or you're like walking by and you're like Paul Revere, and you're like, I know a story about that guy. Like it kind of gives you an imagination that reminds you of historical things, and you're like, wow, like that really happened, and this is the person, and this is like where
Right.
his last final resting place is, and I enjoy that kind of stuff.
Yeah, there was that one little cemetery in Ireland. Like we were just walking down a side street and I'm like, there's a cemetery right here.
It's right there.
And
You
we
turn
just
around a corner and you're like, oh,
yeah.
okay.
Oh, we just took a little walk through it and it had a gate that like connected to the apartment building behind it. And I'm like, how'd you like to live there? And be like, okay, well, this is how you get to my house. You cut through the cemetery, open the rusty gate. Don't cut yourself. Go through the courtyard. I'm on the 3rd floor. It's like, okay. Yeah. Yeah, we did visit a lot of churches and cemeteries. And then there's a Presbyterian church like a block over from me here. And it's got a big like side yard. And every time I walk by there, I'm like, I just wonder if that is a cemetery, an old cemetery. There's no gravestones. There's nothing there. But it's like, it's right next to a church. And that's how, that's where you used to bury people back in the day, is the cemetery was attached to the church. And I'm like, I don't know.
Now, a thing that has come up on the news recently, and I did zero research, so I don't know how true it is, but somebody was saying because Donald Trump buried somebody on a property, like if you bury a loved one on your property, you can designate it as a cemetery for a tax write-off. Like then you don't have to pay taxes on it, because then it becomes which
I think I heard that story too. Yeah.
Which, if that's the case, why aren't more people doing it? Like, if you live in a $6 million home, why aren't you just digging a hole and throwing grandma down to get the zero tax? Like, are people like super weird about, like,
but you can relocate bodies. The final resting place is not the final resting place. Like, you can relocate people. So I don't know. I kind of, I don't know that I believe that story. But we all like to hate on Trump, so who knows?
Sure, yeah. I mean, if there's a tax loophole, he's probably figured it out. Hats off to that part of life. Anyone who can figure out tax loopholes.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Well, so I guess we can all create our own little personal Deadpool in our mind. I don't like to do that because I don't know.
I don't wish anybody
people dying.
Well, except the guy with the white Tesla that likes to put his shoes on in the middle of the road
with the fucking door. I don't wish him death. I just wish somebody hits his
just maybe like
door.
a big scratch, or
just
a flat
door
tire once
just
in a while.
Rip the door completely off. Big Mack truck come.
Yeah,
but his feet are inside. I don't want him to get hurt. Just maybe some car damage for not thinking straight.
This is true.
So my what you talking about Willis? Yes. So to stay with the theme, I have noticed, and I think it's a a strategy, because if you say certain words on certain social media platforms, they don't like them and it gets either algorithmed or taken down or whatever. So using the word unalive a lot instead of dead or killed or whatever is quite prevalent. But then when I was looking at certain things, the phrase "I'm dead" from the youth doesn't mean like, right, if we're like, oh my God, I'm dying, right? You're like dying laughing. So instead of saying like I'm dying laughing, they say it like I'm dead. And it's usually like, it's just like it's so funny they're dead, as opposed to it being like I'm actually not doing well.
So the way we used to use it was like somebody would say something and you'd be like, I'm dead. Like that just slayed me. Either it was super funny or super dumb. You're just like, I can't even. Like, I can't even. I'm dead. I'm dead.
I don't recall ever using that phrase.
I have.
I don't
Maybe
recall
not.
ever. I don't know.
Yeah. But I've heard it. I've heard it being used.
I hear it far more frequently now than ever. Just, I'm dead.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, I've got a couple. What you talking about, Willis's?
Ooh, a couple.
So, in the manicure world, there are different shapes of nails.
There
You
are.
go get your nails done. There's almond shape. There's round. There's square.
Yep.
There's square with rounded corners. There's
Yep.
coffin nails, which are those big, spiky, pointy, Dracula-looking ones. And there's also something that I was not aware of. I've seen it. I didn't know it had a name. It's called duck nails, where it's kind of a squarish nail and it flares out at the edges. So it resembles a duck's foot or a flipper, more like a flipper.
Why would you want that?
I don't know.
Okay.
But there's a manicurist. I don't know if she does it just for,
Likes and
right, or if it's for
shares.
real. But she, it's her with a client, and the client asks for duck nails, and she's saying, "No, you don't want those. They're ugly. Why do you want those?" And trying to talk the person out of them, and they're like, "No, I really want them." She's like, "No, you don't want them. If you want them, you go somewhere else. Just go somewhere else."
I appreciate that.
Yeah, she's pretty funny. But then I started thinking, what the hell are duck nails? And I had to look them up, and I thought, oh yeah, I've kind of seen those before. But yeah, it's, why do you want flipper fingers? What do you got to like fan yourself? What's going on there?
I mean, I don't know.
I don't care for the coffin nails either. You're going to poke yourself in the eye at some point.
Now, interesting factoid. There is a difference between a coffin and a casket. A coffin is the six-sided. It has like the angle. And then the coffin is the rectangular shape without the slants at the top. I would like to be buried in the casket. I would like to be buried in a coffin, not a casket.
Like the coffin, a casket, it seems like would be like a pine box, which is the flat top, whereas the coffin has like a raised, angled top.
No, it's the shape on this way.
Right.
The long side, not the top.
Right. The shape.
Not the lid.
Not the lid, but the actual
not the
shape.
Lid. The actual shape of, so the coffin is six-sided.
Right.
And the casket is four-sided.
Got it.
So like the top
of the thing.
No, the top of the coffin is like a stop sign. And then it kind of narrows a little bit.
Good to know.
I would prefer to be buried in a coffin.
Yeah.
Children.
Okay, so I had another one that came up. And have you seen the bra strap bracelet trend?
No.
So this is a thing with the teens. And it's like a couples thing or a we're dating thing, or and where the girl takes her bra strap and fashions a bracelet out of it and gives it to the boy.
But then how do you wear the bra?
Exactly. So there's all these videos of parents um, discovering that this is going on, and they're a little freaked out. Like, is this a sexual thing? You're too young for that. What's going on here?
Well, that was the
What
whole
does this
colored
represent?
bands, the whole colored bands things
Exactly.
when we were the
My
little rubber bands.
reaction, if I was a parent, would be that better be the $10 bra from Walmart, not the $40
Yeah.
one from Victoria's Secret that you
Yeah.
cut up and gave to this asshole that's, you're not going to remember in 5 years. So, yeah,
It's always
that's a new
there's all
trend. You'll see it.
there's
I've said it, so now
there's
your phone will be
right. It's
popping
listening
those up.
all over the place.
Yeah,
I feel like
exactly.
every generation has a thing that gets
Mm-hmm.
taken out of context, or or doesn't get taken out of. Was there rainbow lollipops? Wasn't that a thing too? If you different colored
Oh,
lollipops
yeah,
make
the different
different,
color lollipops, the
yeah,
bracelets.
yeah, the bracelets. Now the bra
Mm-hmm.
strap bracelets.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
what are you gonna do?
What are you
It's
going
a
to do?
thing. What are you gonna do?
Kids, other
I'm not
people's
cutting up.
children.
It's just so many things you got to worry about these days.
There was a funny one where the dad, he said, "Okay, well, you want to wear your girlfriend's bra strap? I'm gonna cut my underwear I just threw away
Yep.
and make it." He took the waistband from his underwear. It was gross, but it was pretty
Oh,
funny.
parents
So
embarrassing their children is fun for
yeah,
me.
basically.
There's a lot of the elf videos that always come up this time of the year where the dad dresses as elf and screams, "I
Mm,
love." Those make me laugh.
those are funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's all I got today on the celebrity death wrap up
Yep.
and kind of the end of the year Christmas stuff. We're going to take a week off.
Yep.
Sharsie's traveling. I
will
will
be
be
in
a
Las
pile
Vegas.
by the end of next week. But yeah, that's what we're doing.
All righty. Merry
So have
Christmas,
fun.
everybody.
Merry Christmas,
Happy
everyone.
New Year.
Yep.
And we'll be back.
And
We'll post our first episode. We'll repost the first episode on our usual time slot the following week, just so people can remember.
Yeah. Remember how this
right.
all started. Yeah. And it will never end.
Ever. All right. Peace out.
All right. Peace out.